An extensive list of birthday flowers by birth month. Everyone enjoys receiving flowers on their birthday, but gifting your loved one flowers during their birth month can really make your gift special. You claim that you are unaware of the flower that represents each person's birth month. You're in luck today because we have provided the helpful birthday flowers guide shown below for your convenience. January, the Carnation. The carnation is the birth flower for January babies. It goes by the names Dianthus, Sweet William, and Gillyflower as well. Almost every color of the rainbow, including purple, red, yellow, and even green, is present in the blossoms of the carnation. Carnations may appear delicate, but they can withstand harsh conditions and will bloom in the winter as long as it is not below freezing. This flower stands for enchantment, love, and memory. The snowdrop, a flower that blooms from January to March and helps to brighten the gloomy winter months, is the second birth flower. Wild snowdrop often appears as snow-covered field and spreads out in broad regions. What a fitting sign for the first month of the year that these flowers represent rebirth and hope. February, the violet. The most commonly referred to as birth flowers for February are violet and primrose. The violet, which stems from the viola genus, is a symbol of modesty, humility, and faithfulness. Violets are named after their blue-purple color, but they can also be found in yellow, blue, and cream colors. The secondary birth flower for February, the primrose, is a pale yellow flower that is edible. If you're baking a birthday cake for a friend or family member born in February, consider yellow frosting and a few primrose for decor to personalize the cake. March, the daffodil. The ideal birth flower for the month of March, daffodils herald the arrival of spring. These blooms, sometimes known as trumpet narcissus, symbolize hope, rebirth, and regeneration. In various civilizations, daffodils have distinct connotations. A daffodil denotes constancy in Wales, whereas they are presented as a sign of luck for the new year in China. The blossoms were thought to have therapeutic properties by the ancient Greeks and Romans. Although there isn't a specific birth flower for March, anemones, tulips, irises, and azaleas are frequently linked to this month since their blossoming signals the start of spring. In-depth in daisy. The lovely daisy represents innocence, fresh starts, and sincere love. Anyone born in April has this flower as their birth flower, and it's a lovely option for a spring bouquet. A Scotsman who traveled to South Africa in the late 1800s and brought the flowers back to Scotland first found Gerbera daisies. They grew in popularity from then and are still one of the most well-known flowers today. According to what is said, the British also gave the flower its name. The word daisy is thought to have come from the Old English phrase days age or days eye, since daisies bloom when they first come in contact with sunlight. Read about the history and significance of the April birth flower in our comprehensive guide if you'd want to know more. May, the lily of the valley. The May birth flower is the lily of the valley, which blooms in spring. The bell-shaped white flower heads that bloom in late spring distinguishes the sweet-smelling forest flower. The flower is also known as May bells because it blooms in May. The flowers are frequently used in bridal bouquets and stand for humility, gentleness, and motherhood. The hawthorn, which stands for pleasure and optimism, is the second birth flower for everyone born in May. Hawthorn, which is actually a tree, can develop into a lovely hedge with white or pink blooms. Find out more about the origins of the flower that represents May. June, the rose. The official birth flower for the month of June is the rose. You won't be shocked to learn that this flower symbolizes passion and love. The flower was linked to the gods of beauty and love in ancient Greece and Rome, Aphrodite and Venus, and this association persisted for millennia. However, a rose's symbolic meaning can be altered by its color. White flowers signify innocence or purity, pink roses denote complete bliss, and yellow roses signify companionship. The other flower for June's birth month is the honeysuckle. July, the larkspur. The birth flower for the summer month of July is a species of the Delphinium genus. According to legend, the Tudors named the flower after a larkspur because of its tall spikes and vibrant petals. The larkspur represents grace, dignity, and optimism. The secondary birth flower for this month is the water lily. It represents new beginnings, hope, and innocence. August, the gladiolus. The gladiolus is the flower for August. It represents endurance, honesty, and recollection, but it is also frequently linked to infatuation because Victorian romantics thought the blossoms could penetrate someone's heart with their beauty. The poppy is the secondary birth flower for the month of August. Similar to the gladiolus, it represents remembering. September, the aster. The colorful aster is September's natal flower. This lovely flower comes in a number of hues, including orange, red, white, and all pink and purple tones. The flower got its name because of how its shape resembles a star. Greek mythology states that the goddess Aster once wept over a night that was too gloomy and had too few stars to light it up. Beautiful star-shaped flowers sprouted where her tears dropped to the ground. The aster represents monarchy, wisdom, and love. Morning glory, flowers that bloom in the early mornings, are also often associated with the month of August. October, marigold. The marigold, which is the birth flower for October, also blooms in white and yellow. However, its vibrant orange color is what most people associate it with. The flower, which is indigenous to the Mediterranean, represents imagination, ardor, and bravery. The cosmos is October's secondary birth flower. The marigold is a common decoration on Mexican streets during the annual Dia de los Muertos celebration. The flower, which in Mexican culture represents the sun and light, is thought to guide the departed to the altars where their lives are commemorated. November, the chrysanthemum. The sole birth flower for the month of November is the chrysanthemum, sometimes known as a mum. This flower, which was first grown in China in the early 15th century, symbolizes loyalty, joy, and longevity. Chrysanthemums are not only the flower of November, but they are also the flower of choice to give on a couple's 13th wedding anniversary to wish them a long and happy marriage. December, the narcissus. The narcissus, which symbolizes loyalty, well wishes, and respect, is the birth flower for anyone who marks their special day in December. Although the majority of narcissus species bloom in the early spring, species like the paperwhite narcissus can also be seen in full bloom throughout the chilly winter months, such as December. Holly is a lovely option if you want to adorn your present wrapping and is frequently connected to this month.